Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are back with this Jeddah Grand Prix, and if you did not watch the earlier video of the Bahrain Grand Prix, do check that out. So let's head to this qualifying, as we have this Alpine car in front of us. So it is giving us the much needed slipstream, but it also is blocking our path, so it is quite a difficult thing in this Q1 because we need to balance both the car setup and the race pace. But so far we are just cruising on this Q1 because the circuit is quite a technical thing and it is quite easy to lose the rear end of this car. And as you can see here, we are just following this Alpine throughout this course of lap, and hopefully it is giving us a slipstream, but also it is giving us some dirty air, so which is a concern. As you can see, we just had to cut across that corner there, the right left chicane, the fast chicane. So now we are going to cross this line, and it is not a very tidy lap, but it is the starting of our career mode, so we cannot expect much from this car. And it is obviously P21 here, so quite a disappointing session for us, but hopefully we will be able to do something better. And Nicholas Latifi goes P22 and we are just above him, so our team is right at the bottom, so there is a lot of things to be done.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, and Valtteri Bottas, Joe, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Vettel, Kevin Magnussen, and Alex Albon. The owner driver, Latifi, Stroll. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Richard Verschoor.
So now let's head to the race and see what we can plan. So obviously it is a medium to hard strategy, and we are making some final and changes to our setup. Hopefully it will be able to do something. And this is 5 red lights, and it's out, and we are starting. Here is the Jeddah Grand Prix, and it's quite a decent start because the rear wheel was just spinning like crazy here, and we are just boxed right behind the Haas car and the Williams car, and we are just trying to save our front end plate so that we do not get damaged on the first lap itself. And we are overtaken by everyone here, and we almost just crashed into the back of Haas, so we are just trying to have some twinkle toes and just going across the field steadily. And you can see here we are just following this Aston Martin of Stroll here. It is not quite a thing, but we have tried a lunge here and we almost had a contact, and we almost had to catch the car here. So the contact model of this game is crazy at times. And we have to just follow here. Almost the Aston Martin is slow around this braking zone, so we need to follow it very carefully, otherwise we might have to and lose our end plate. So it is just of a patience game in this race because it is early days in this career mode, and we cannot expect much from this car, but we have to back up our performance steadily. And we are having to lose the rear end of this car in quite a tricky situation in these fast turns in this Jeddah circuit. As you can see, we have to just control our steering so that we do not lose out the rear end. And coming across the line in the first lap, we have lost a couple of positions, or rather one position, and we are trying to go for a lunge here, and we almost made contact but leave enough room for each other. And now we are back of our teammate here, Richard Verschoor, who had a horrific Grand Prix in the earlier Bahrain Grand Prix. As you know, his engine just blew up in the second lap itself, so hopefully our teammate will have some fortune of luck here in this Jeddah circuit. And moving on to this lap 2 of some part of the earlier stage, some part ahead, and here we are just trying to catch our car, and it is quite a thing because we are having to lose this rear end of this car very easily. And Stroll almost lunged right outside of us, but we managed to stick on to this P21. And coming on to this left-handed banking turn, which is quite an understeery at the beginning, but as you go into the mid-turn, it goes on to oversteery of this rear end. And here this left right chicane, it's a quite a tricky one, but it feels very satisfying if you get it right. And we are just following our teammate here who is just outside the DRS zone, so we might not get DRS here if we keep outside of this 1 second. So we are trying hard to get into the DRS of our teammate, and hopefully he can tug along, and hopefully he can bring us along with this group of cars ahead. And Stroll is already putting pressure on us because he has a better superior engine and we have a much less performance engine with more drag, so it is not an ideal combination. And we are just checking the vehicle condition because we earlier had an incident with Stroll, so we do not want our performance to suffer more because of this loss of front plate. But hopefully everything is good, so we can move on in this race. And the three in front of us are scrabbling very much, so it might give an opportunity for us to overtake, but we have to choose our cards very well because as you can see we are just closing in on the three in front of us, like Magnussen, Latifi and Vasseur. So maybe someone of them has a damage, or maybe someone has an engine issue, I don't know, but we are having to just settle behind them and hopefully we will have to make some inroads. Can we go for the dive bomb here? No, because it's our teammate, so we do not want to risk it, especially for Vasseur, who had not had quite a decent laps in the Grand Prix because of his engine blew up. So this Renault engine, and we almost had a I thought we will almost crash behind our teammate, but somehow we managed to lunge it inside of that corner, so maybe he is very hesitant in the brakes, so he left enough room for us to just go through. And now we have Latifi in front of us, so he is almost outside the DRS, but hopefully we have managed to stick into the DRS of Latifi, and our teammate has the DRS on us, so it is quite a DRS train in this end of this pack of cars. And this is the turn which is quite understeer, and as you can see, just as we are able to put the power down, the rear end just wants to step out. So our teammate has a DRS and now we are moving to lap 4, and here also we are just close to Latifi, but I don't think we get the DRS here because he's quite fast in the straights, the Williams guys, and we are having to suffer with the lack of sufficient straight line speed and more of a drag, which has quite an impact on our straight line performance. And hopefully with the coming upgrades we will be able to resolve most of our car issues and just compete with the mid-table teams. And here the circuit is more technical in nature because these fast left-right turns just have a horrendous effect on the tires, so it is not quite an easy circuit because it is very fast, and the curves are also quite unpredictable. Like sometimes we can just go through them, but in other times they just throw our car apart. So we have to be careful about them, and there is quite a bit of oversteer we are encountering here behind Latifi, and I am just looking here to just have a go at overtaking him, but we thought of it, but no, it wasn't worth the risk because we had to get some racing laps here so that we can understand the car better, and our teammate needs also to get through the groove of this car and our team. And here also it is quite an understeer at the entry, and when you go on the outside curve it just bottoms out the car, so it is quite a different from the F121 because the technicalities of these curves are quite unpredictable. So did we get DRS of Latifi? Yes, we have. So we had managed to get through the DRS, so we are picking up the pace gradually, and as the laps go by we are just gaining confidence on the car, maybe, or maybe just we are getting to understand the mechanics of this game. And we go a bit deep into the T1, and which gives Latifi some enough room to go ahead of us. Had we not messed up the T1 we might have much closer to Latifi. So yeah, it is quite an early days in this game and in my team also, so hopefully we will be improving in the coming days and the coming races. And here also we are just going through the curves, giving it everything right at the margins of the game. And earlier we had a DRS zone in this area, but now in this game it is not there, so they have changed the DRS zones here. and here also we are close to him, but again this oversteer at the exit of this curve is exit of this turn is quite unpredictable, so we have to keep that in mind in the coming laps. And this fast right-hander, it is quite a challenge in the real life F1 cars and also in this game also, because it is quite unpredictable for the front of the car to brake ahead, and we have to judge his braking capabilities. At the same time, we are also thinking of the overtaking opportunities here, and we almost crashed into the back of Latifi, but still we managed to compose ourselves and hopefully live to fight another lap. And we get into the DRS of Latifi here, and we are very becoming very impatient to overtake him, because it is quite easy, or we can say we are quite closer to Latifi to overtake, but still it is not enough for us. And hopefully we will be able to overtake in this turn 1, and he is going inside, so we will take the outside line, braking just at the 100-meter board and leaving enough room. Almost we collided with his front tire, so it was the risk of losing our front left end plate, but we have managed to overtake Latifi, and now Magnussen is ahead of us. So moving on to lap 8, and Latifi again just tried to overtake us, but we managed to get him through the last corner, and we also get the DRS, so we are safe in this T1 here. And Magnussen, Vettel and Albon are scrabbling hard, so which might present an opportunity for us to overtake them or pick up the pieces if anything unfortunate happens there, and we are able to just overtake those guys. So here again Stroll overtakes us because he has a superior engine and a DRS, and we almost collided with, and what, he just got stuck to our car like it was like gum, like a glue we stuck together. What is this crazy thing? And luckily we did not get any damage from that, but it was quite a silly thing which I saw here. Not as silly as we will be encountering in the coming minutes of this video. And we almost bottomed out on the car because of we are going through the curb. So yeah, it is quite a race here, because we are just trying to get a grip of the car, and since it is lap 11 we do not have the grip in our tires, so it is becoming quite a challenge. As you can see, we are just sliding through this fast left and right section, and finally at the end of lap 11 I thought we should pit for a set of hard tires. So now something crazy happens, like we go into the pits and we are trying to slow down, but yeah, we get black flagged. Quite a crazy thing, because I don't know what happened there, but and it is I think I did not see anything of such time in any of the earlier F1 games, so I don't know, they gave us black flag and put us the tires and retired my session. So it is quite a thing, and I don't know if you guys, but so we are at the bottom of the table here, so it is not quite a race we wanted, because in the Bahrain race our teammate got retired, and in this race we got retired. So yeah, it is quite a challenge here, and we are focusing on improving some of our diverse skills and using the free time to upgrade our packages. And hopefully you guys like this video, and please subscribe and like this videos and channels so that we can bring you the Australian Grand Prix in the next week. Till then, peace.